Hello, everyone. Um, no Star Wars episode today. Because, well, first of all, actually, at the time Ahsoka will be dropped, the first two episodes have already dropped, though, plus this is a Batman shirt, though. But no, 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 no. We're going to be talking about the Seattle Seahawks. Sure, why not? Let's get an appropriate shirt. That's more like it. What is up, everyone? What is going on? My name is Matthew Leininger, House of the Seahawks here. That intro sucked. What is up, everyone? What's going on? My name is Matthew Langer, House of the Seahawks here. Much better. And today we're going to be doing an evaluation of the Seahawks 2023 season, or at least what I'm evaluating them as going into the season, though. I always like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, though, and follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. My Twitter page is doing something weird right now. Apparently it's X, though, but I honestly feel like everyone who calls it Twitter is just still calling it Twitter, though. Doesn't matter, though. Maybe you can follow me there. I won't be on it for a little while, though. We're getting that worked on. So yeah, we're going to be doing something whittle, actually. Well, yeah. It's not more so of like a prediction video. It's more so like how I think we're going to be doing this year. Kind of my thoughts on the offense and the defense, though, because there's definitely room to be optimistic, though. And I do think there's a little bit to be concerned about, though. But I will say, though, I am definitely much more positive and much more excited than last year. Because last year I was betting pretty low on the Seahawks. So you can even check out my predicting the Seahawks 2022 schedule. I said we were going to win somewhere between 3 to 5 games. Yeah. But I was definitely always hopeful for the 2023 season because I was like, hey, maybe we're going to tank and we can get Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, maybe Will Levis, though. And then he can work with the weapons that we have. We also have the Broncos first round pick, which I thought was definitely going to be higher than 5, though. Not a bad thing, though. But yeah, but here we are, though, clearly looking like we're winning the Russell Wilson trade. But here's what I want to say about the Seahawks, because to me there is a lot to talk about. That there's definitely some things I'm really looking forward to. There are some questions I have, and then there are some concerns. So while some people are like, oh, bold predictions, Seahawks are gonna take the division from the 49ers, though, me personally, though, that is 100% possible. The NFL keeps proving time and time again that anything is possible. I mean, who thought the Bengals were going to be in the Super Bowl the year after Joe Burrow tore his ACL and MCL? Who thought that the Jacksonville Jaguars, after the rot of Urban Meyer, was going to, one, make one of the biggest comebacks in NFL history, and two, actually give the Jacksonville Jaguars like a hope for the future, like the first time ever, though? Well, maybe except after 2017, but this actually looks legit because Trevor Lawrence actually does look pretty good, though. And then also, who thought Geno Smith was going to be good? Not this guy. Not this guy right here. Did not think we would win that trade, but here we are. So here's what I'm thinking about the Seattle Seahawks in 2023. Number one, of course, is Geno Smith. Everyone's like, oh, can Geno Smith, was he just a one-hit wonder, or is he actually good? I can't tell you. Did he play good last year? Absolutely. That was definitely his best year. But I did feel like once he got into the later end of the season, though, came a little more inconsistent, started to throw more turnovers, though. Definitely needed some more turnovers. We also had a turnover in every single game last season, except for one, and that was against the Jets, which, not good at all. Some of it was Geno's fault, some of it was our other players, though. But basically, Geno was good last year. But then it felt like he got a little bit comfortable in our offense. He started to get a little reckless. And that is a little worrisome. And so that is for me where I'm wondering, how good can Geno Smith be? Can he improve off of last year, or is he going to stay about the same, or is he just not going to look good, and is that contract going to look bad? Hopefully it's number one. So, yeah. Another thing, of course, we need to talk about, though, is, of course, the improvement of our offensive line. For the first time in probably ever, though, I actually think our offensive line should actually be really good this year. Our tackles have much more experience, though. Damian Lewis, hopefully, is going to have another great year, though. We got a new center, though. Hopefully, he can be good, though. I'm not so sure about the right guard, though, but I like our offensive line. It's a very young offensive line, though. I think it's a very good offensive line, and I do think it has potential to be one of the best in the NFL next year, which can definitely help out with Kenneth Walker or what's his name? Charbonnet? Something like that, though? Yeah, very well. Yeah. Good luck throwing Ken puns in there. Kenneth Walker will be... I'm sure when he hits 10 touchdowns, I'm sure you can go, he got his 10th touchdown of the year. I'm going to be a great dad one day, aren't I? So, and then another thing, this is going to sound a little bit weird. Let's talk about our receivers. The receivers are probably our greatest strength right now because we have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith-Njigba, which is probably the best receiving duo. Well, not duo, trio in the NFL. Now, our tight ends, Noah Fant, Will Dissly, Colby Parkinson. Well, Disley's injury prone. Parkinson, Fant don't really get involved very much. So they're probably going to stay about the same. We're going to kind of forget about the tight ends because unless your name is Travis Kelce or George Kittle, you're pretty high up there. But, well, you're pretty low. I think you know what I mean, though. Of course, the real question is, how good are they all going to be? Tyler Lockett is getting up there in age, though. He still looks like he has it. I'm not saying he's going to regress, though. Metcalf is still young. And then, of course, you have Jackson Smith-Njigba, who honestly looks like Tyler Lockett, except he can kind of do just like everything else. So, but yeah, he good. He real good. He's been looking good in training camp. I'm really liking his training camp, though. And I'm filming this the day after the Seahawks and Vikings game, so he only had 3 catches for 25 yards, but he almost made a spectacular one-handed catch, and he ran a slant route that Papa like. So, yay, 5% battery. Lovely. Let's go, people. Well, nice. I'm also uploading a video while we're speaking, so there's that. So, but I think the big question is, what receiver is going to be good? Which of our 3 receivers is going to hit that 1,000-yard mark? Which receiver is going to be good? Because honestly, I don't think all 3 receivers are going to hit 1,000 yards. So I would love it if that happens because that would be the first time in NFL history, though. But first of all, I mean, Geno Smith isn't like an electric passer, though. If we had a guy like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, I would probably say, yeah, that's possible. And then you, of course, have Pete Carroll, who loves to run a more balanced offense, though. Shane Waldron definitely runs a more balanced offense, though. So I honestly feel like we're not going to pass the ball as much as what some people think, though. But then actually, that's speaking of Shane Waldron, we'll get to him in a little bit, though. So the question is, who is not going to get that 1,000 yards? Which receiver is probably going to disappoint, though? And the big question is, I just don't know. I can't see it being DK Metcalf, though. Lockett, maybe, though. Maybe just because he's getting up there in age, and Geno Smith isn't really like a deep ball like thrower like Russell Wilson was, though. And then you have Jackson Smith-Njigba, which how much playing time he's going to get, though. But don't get me wrong. I'm very excited about our receivers, though. And if our quarterback and Geno Smith isn't good, though, it shouldn't be our receivers' faults unless all of them get injured, though. But another concern of mine is Shane Waldron, though. I did not like Shane Waldron in his first year with the Seahawks, though. I didn't feel like he used some of our players, though. He wasn't leaning on Russell Wilson's strengths, though. Now, of course, that had its own issues, though, but we won't get into that, though. And like he just made some very weird decisions that I was just blown away by. That with all the talent we had on our offense in 2021. He just wasn't utilizing it, though, and we were leading the league in punts. With Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett, and then Penny broke out near the end of the year, and yet we still led the NFL in punts. That's bad. That's and I think that's a mix of players and coaching. But I felt like it went more on Shane Waldron, though. in my opinion, though. And this year, I felt like he definitely improved. I mean, he got us to the playoffs, though. Our offense was a little bit more consistent, though. But I also saw him reusing plays, like in different situations, though, and that makes you a little bit more predictable. I know this was in the preseason, though, but I noticed he was leaning so much on the run game in the preseason, though, and I was just like, we don't. And of course, at the time, we weren't sure who our quarterback was. I wasn't concerned about our running backs because we had Kenneth Walker and Rashad Penny. I wasn't concerned about who was going to run the ball. I was concerned about who was going to throw the ball. And he just kept on running the ball. And our offense just looked very, very predictable. That's not good. If you run a very predictable offense, though, that offense can be very hard to stop. And while he called some good games last year, he also called some pretty bad games. And that's not what I like about Shane Waldron, though. But because he seems to be kind of like this like mid-tier offensive coordinator, though, I don't think it's going to get him fired, though. Now, I'm not saying that he should get fired, though. He's definitely not like the Urban Meyer, Nathaniel Hackett idiot coaches, though. I just feel like sometimes he can have that in him, though, but then he can also have some greatness. If he can lean more on that greatness, though, then I think we're going to be good. Second of all is the defense, though. Our pass rushers are a little not as popular names, though. Of course, our division for the last couple of years has been run over by great defensive players, though. Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa, Chandler Jones. Of course, Chandler Jones left to the Raiders a couple of years ago. Well, actually, that was last year, though. But we've just never really had that elite pass rusher, though. And I still don't really know what I see. Of course, there are some guys who have potential, though. Darrell Taylor, of course, Nwosu, though. Derek Hall, Boy Mafe, though. Of course, the jury's still out on Jordan Brooks, though. Of course, we did bring back old-time buddy Bobby Wagner, though. We will welcome you back with open arms, though. Russell Wilson, you can stay in Denver because we have a quarterback, and we don't want to pay you $240 million to make advertisements, though. Here comes the plane! Seriously, buddy. Get out of your office. Okay? This ain't the office. But anyways, how did I get on Russell Wilson, though? We were talking about defense. Oh, well. But basically... Well, actually, okay. First of all, you also look into our secondary, though, and we have potential to have a very good secondary, though. I have been really hyping up Trey Brown, though. Of course, the jury's still on him, but when he is on the field, he is pretty good. He just hasn't been on the field very much, though. I heard he has been looking good in training camp, though, so that's a very good thing, though. You also have guys like Tariq Woolen, who had a great season last year. You have Cody Bryant, who had some great moments. Of course, our number 5 overall pick, Devin Witherspoon. I'm hoping he can have a good year because we need to fleece the Broncos even more. But we do have potential to have a very good secondary. But the secondary, honestly, wasn't a terrible problem for me last year. It was our run defense. Our run defense was so atrociously bad. We had, I think, the 31st ranked run defense. It was at least the bottom 3. It was bad. But the problem was we would shut down great offenses like the Chargers, the Giants, well, mostly just Saquon Barkley, though. But then guys like the Panthers and like Chuba Hubbard and Taysom Hill would just run all over us, and we were just no match for them, though, and we just couldn't do anything about it, though. And when we had those games, it reminded me of the Ken Norton days. I didn't really express this very much because we only had 1 year Ken Norton, though. I did not like Ken Norton, though. I don't know him very much as a person, though. I don't want to diss the person, though. I want to diss the coach. He is a bad defensive coach. He did not know how to develop our pass rushers, though. He did not know how to develop our corners and safeties, though. He would have them play like 15 yards off the receivers, though. So therefore, we would just get killed in slants and over the middle, though. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And there were games like the Falcons, the Lions, the Saints, the Raiders. It reminded me of that, and it was frustrating, though, because you look at games like the Cardinals. I know the Cardinals weren't very good last year, but then again, neither were the Saints, and they destroyed us, though. So I'll take what I can get, though. The Chargers, though, I felt like that was a great game for me because we went up by 17. They cut into our lead. We started to lose momentum, and we shut their offense down. That, of course, is player execution and coaching, though. Clint Hurtt nailed that, though. One of the biggest problems for me, like going into the Giants game, was Saquon Barkley. I was very concerned he was going to destroy our run defense, and we shut him down. We did our homework, and we took their best player of the game, and we ended up winning. We really blew them out, though, if it wasn't for two Tyler Lockett mistakes. But we still ended up winning, though, so you know what, though? Not that bad, though. So we need to have more of that good. And I don't think Clint Hurtt's on the hot seat, though, but he has moments where he looks like a defensive mastermind. And then there are games he reminds me of Ken Norton, and that's not good. And now, I'm not concerned about the Cardinals, though. I think the Cardinals are going to be really bad. The Rams are a bit of a mixed bag because if Stafford's healthy, I think the Rams could be a playoff contender, but I just don't know if that's going to happen, though. But I think they'll be better than the Cardinals, though. And then, of course, you have the 49ers. I don't know who the 49ers quarterback is going to be, whether it's going to be Trey Lance, or it's going to be Brock Purdy, or it's going to be Sam Darnold, who probably needs the Ghostbusters, though. And so yeah, I just like don't know who the starter is going to be in that game, though. So really, the 49ers could once again be playing, oh, we don't know who our quarterback is, and we could potentially expose that against the 49ers, though. But the problem is the defense, though. The 49ers are the team in the division that, of course, scares me the most. Can we get around the 49ers, though? And that is the big question of just I don't know, because I just have more questions on the Seahawks, though, than the 49ers. So I don't know who the 49ers quarterback is going to be, but then again, they were on a third string quarterback in the NFC Championship game, so you know what, though, maybe they can do that again. But for me, it's more so, can Geno Smith improve or at least stay in that good category? And can our defense stay consistent, though? I know I said things about the offensive line. That's more of like, I hope they can improve. And then our receivers is basically like who's going to have the down year, though. Or maybe none of them will. Maybe they'll all three be good, though. That'd be awesome, though. Let's make NFL history, y'all. But yeah, for me, I am very excited about the Seahawks. I think we should be good, unless barring injury, though, or just really dumb coaching decisions, though. I'm very excited for the season, though. I got some big plans this year, and let's go Hawks. But you can let me know what you think down below in the comment section, though. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and X, MATTHEWLEININGER. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.